Imprisoned Show is a show set out to educate the public about human trafficking. It features expert opinions, people, organizations, events on issues surrounding human trafficking around the world. Imprisoned Show is a show set out to educate the public about human trafficking. It features expert opinions, people, organizations, events on issues surrounding human trafficking around the world. Hello and welcome back. This is Imprisoned Show and I'm Bukola Oriola. So this is the third and the final part in this Bringing the Story Back Home series on human trafficking journey to Nigeria. Again, the schools I visited were the Bells University, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Lagos State Polytechnic, Ikorodu, the University of Lagos, and Yaba College of Technology. We went for a human trafficking awareness event to Nigeria, educating the youth through the student body to create awareness in order to prevent others from becoming victims of human trafficking. So please sit back and watch this last part of it if you have been following. However, if you have not been following, if this is your first time joining, please go on YouTube. Part 1 and part 2 are on YouTube already for you to watch, to follow us. And also, if you are a student, I encourage you to join the campaign against human trafficking by becoming a SASI ambassador. Enjoy.
Quite paramount that our media partners here, leaders of thought in the university community, need to put our heads together and ensure that we look forward to putting machinery in motion and ensure that our students don't fall victim. And when they fall victim, we put on ensure that we put in necessary machinery to ensure that they are rehabilitated, they can pick up pieces of their life, they can be reintegrated back into the society.
Thank you everyone and good morning. I would like to thank the U.S. Consulate for backing me up in Nigeria here to host this kind of event. And I would like to thank NAPTIP for collaborating with me to educate the youth. And I want to thank all the schools that opened their doors to us to come in and talk to the students and the community members, especially at Bells University, where they had like 5 schools or so. So there we covered 6 schools instead of 1 school. So we got double for what we came for. We came for 5 schools, but we got 10 schools. Thanks to Bells University. And also thank you all for waking up so early, because this morning I woke up before 5 o'clock. And I'm not used to waking up that early, but I had to in Lagos. And I want to thank you all for waking up early to come here this morning. I know that it's because you are passionate about this cause too, and you want to make a change in the community. Thank you so much. Victims. We always think that only poor people are victims, or people who don't speak English. And I'm sure that I'm speaking to you in English this morning. And we always also think that it's those people that don't have any means of livelihood. That is not true. Anybody can become a victim of human trafficking. And we always think that it is strangers that traffic people. Sometimes family members are the traffickers, and that is why we have familiar trafficking. In my case, that is what it's termed, familiar trafficking. Also, we think it's just sex trafficking. It is more than sex trafficking. In my case, it wasn't sex. You didn't hear me talk about having sex with multiple men, even though there were others who experienced that. In my case, it was labor trafficking. It was exploitation of my labor. And I'm glad that we went to those schools. We have taken evaluation, and we'll be looking at the evaluation and be bringing back results to you guys. Whenever we come back home at the end of the day, we're so exhausted. So we just kind of covered everything up until we get back to the US. We leave tomorrow night, so we're not even going to really stay until we get there before we look at the evaluation and get back to you. So please bear with us. And we're able to find out, what the students learned. And I've started seeing that some of the students are learning something, and they are curious. They are asking questions. There was a student from Lagos State Polytechnic who posted his own question on my Facebook page, because he didn't have a chance to ask this question while we were there at LASPOTEC. And I was encouraged by that, because that was one of our expectations. We want people to be curious, because when they are curious, they want to learn. And when they learn, then they can understand what is going on and how to prevent themselves or their loved ones. So the question he asked, and I'm going to put this question through to NAPTIP too, was if a parent is negotiating his or her kid, what can the kid do? Should the kid just disrespect the parents? Because we always say, especially in this part of the world, you should not disrespect your parents. And I'm a Christian. The Bible says that you should not disrespect your parents too. So what should the kid do in that situation? And he also asked, what if the kid just heard the parents negotiating? The kid is here to be trafficked, but the kid is hearing, overheard the parent negotiating with somebody. And my response was, call NAPTIP. So NAPTIP, you might be getting calls, because I put your phone number on Facebook. Because I said, if you are in Nigeria, then you should be calling NAPTIP. But if it's in the US, if we get a tip like that, that family will be investigated. Because perhaps that boy knows someone, or that, I think it was a boy, Daniel, knows someone, or it's happening in his family. And it will be investigated to find out what is really going on. And if they found that they are trying to traffic the kid, the parents are going to jail. And somebody also asked me a question at FUNAB. Okay, what about those parents who don't have money and they want their kid to go and work for someone so that they can have money to take care of the family? And my response also was, it is not the responsibility of the child to feed the family. The child is not the head of the household or the breadwinner. the breadwinner is the parent. So if you cannot take care of a child, please close the door. You can enjoy yourself. If you want to enjoy yourself, use condom. If you cannot use condom, do family planning. Because it is unfair to bring a child to this world, and instead of fending for that child, use that child to make money for yourselves. Children are not supposed to be used to collect money. That's why we have banks. They are not for the good thing and they are not for trade by barter. Many people send their kids to places and collect money. If a parent is giving their kid away to collect money from somebody, it is trafficking, and it is not fair on that child. So please, let us all pay attention. While watching that video, I was shedding tears behind you. I have tissue in my hands. You see, when you have a mark, I have marks on my body, but when I see those marks, I don't cry. But when it is a mark that is done here, you shed tears again and again and again. It's a healing process that takes a lifetime. And when you ask a victim or a survivor to share their story again and again and again and again, it can be hard. It's not easy for somebody that has been victimized to come forward, to put their face to the story. I decided to put my face to my story because of those who are suffering. Because indeed, if you have not walked in their shoes, you have no idea. Sorry about that. You have no idea they have gone through. No victim of abuse will come forward and tell you, somebody did this to me or somebody did that to me. It's hard. One of the reasons why victims don't speak out is because of shame and the stigma. We need to stop stigmatizing the victims. We need to start helping victims and showing them compassion.
We recently started a survivor fund, which we hope to use to help victims and survivors continue their education, start a business, pursue their career of choice, or to use it as an emergency fund to help survivors in times of need.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Adesua Omoran. I work with Civil Web Television here in Lagos. No doubt this is a scourge, it's affecting everybody. But in reading out the numbers we can reach NAPTIP, you read out only just one number. I want to find out, is that the only number NAPTIP has, and can it cope with all the challenges we are hearing today, the number of people affected?
Thank you. 080, that's a, I don't know what they call it, I think it's a network jealousy number, whatever. 0800, you can see, 2255627847. I take it again. 0800 2255627847. Besides the one that I called, that's 070-30,203. The alternative is 0800, call NAPTIP. Okay, 0800, call NAPTIP. You know, so, but I just gave out the one that is straight and linked to the one that we already have. The NAPTIP Nigeria, the 2N. NAPTIP, the first N is capital N. Nigeria is capital N. Then our Twitter handle is the same at NAPTIP Nigeria. But the difference now is that the N, the NAPTIP is small n, the Nigeria is small n. So we're all on those network. We have the Facebook. We have almost about 21,000 likes. That's people who are who are keen in following us on social media, especially on Facebook and the Twitter. All the major partners of trafficking are linked to us on our account.
Thank you very much for
Good morning. My name is Olasu Kombiala Jide. I work with the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, the Directorate of Public Relations. My question is a little bit personal. You made mention of people in the United States that does human trafficking, that they will go to jail. Your husband in question, where is he right now? And if all of us or the potential human traffickers will know where the husband is, I think it's going to serve as a deterrent to others. Thank you very much for that.
I will help a little bit because, one, these are some of the issues of victim's dilemma. At times, asking those kind of questions will take her back to where she doesn't want to go. If there have been instances where husbands have trafficked wives in Nigeria, we know where they are. They were brought to justice. So I don't expect any better, but just answer for her. I didn't tell you that the hotline for Lagos is different. I can give you, because since we're in Lagos, let me talk about that. The hotline for Lagos is 070 80 60 1801. Lagos is 070 80 60 1801. That's the hotline for Lagos. So some of these questions, when you ask them, victims are very touchy. It's not easy taking a victim through the path that she wants to. People want a closure. We did an evacuation in Mali in 2011. I brought back a girl who was taken to Mali when she was 13. By the time we brought her back, she was 16. For those number of years, she was sleeping with as much as 40 men a day. And she was 16 years. And the instruction that we had was that even if she had any, because it was a chartered flight, if she had a tank of anywhere, go get it. There was nothing to her name besides the skipping material that she was made to wear every day. For us women, we're adults, we can talk about it. For women here, you know what it is. Even when she was in her period, she gets tissue stuffed into her so that she could sleep and make money for her madam. It is that bad. It is that low. Why would you want to make her to talk about that? So, at times, which is what I share with some of my colleagues in the media. Yes, I know we want to get those kind of stories because it sells. But remember, people just want to walk away. They just want to, it's over. I don't want to go back there anymore. So when they don't want to tell, they don't want to tell. Not because there's nothing to tell, but because you're going to take her back to the healing process that she has started. It's not a good story.
So what they focus on in the US, if that happens, is to focus on the victim in order to rescue that victim and integrate back into the community. And that was what they did to me.
My question, I was supposed to ask yesterday, but I asked one and I was refused to ask the second one. It's about some posters I see where they do the business of giving maids to people. Like you can call them if you want maids. So I don't know when they go to, I don't know if they register at the CAC. When they go for registration, is it that there's no forum or there's no guide that looks into what they want to do? Because these people are coming to register on how to bring people's children, thinking they're doing them a favor of helping them and sending them to people's house for help. And I don't think there's a guide or there's a group of people that monitor those people that are being sent to people's home. I'm not trying to say getting a maid is bad, but I think there should be a forum or something to look into that child that is being taken to a particular house. Because some people have testimonies being made. They turn out to be something great. There are some families that get to love that child and treat you very well. But it doesn't stop them being monitored, because some are rendered terrible abuses. Most of them, your boss sleeps with you. You cannot tell your madam. There's a lot. So there should be this interpersonal, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but I think there should be a guard, a monitor to those kids, or they shouldn't register such company that brings children to people's houses for help.
And they ask Nigerians to register, and that everybody should pay at the first time 50,000. They organized a seminar. They brought immigration officers to come and speak to them, how to conduct themselves when they get to their Eldorado. They brought so-called immigration officers. NAPTIP intervened. They chased our officers away and said they were going to kill them. NAPTIP told them that this is not working, this is wrong. They chased them away. NAPTIP came the second time, said, who is doing this? Because as at that time, there were 8,000 Nigerians who have paid in money, 60,000 naira. The guy felt this amount of money was not enough, and he said, okay, you people will pay 2,000 naira more, because the aircraft that will take 8,000 of you have come. One aircraft to take 8,000. They paid 2,500 naira more, and they said, we just need to fix it. I think there's something, maybe the tire or the valve is bad. I'm not telling you a story. By the time we calculated, this guy had made 533 million. After they chased our officers away, by the time they realized they'd been scammed, they were the ones who brought themselves to NAPTIP. NAPTIP now raided the place and recovered all the passports that belonged to federal government. We took away federal government property. Took it to Abuja, now conducted a press interview to tell what has happened to this hapless family. My dear, there are lots of things that are put on the papers. It doesn't mean that I went through registration. By the time you drive from here, I'm sure you're going to see signposts of all manner of churches. Jehovah Sharp Sharp. No, they are there. It doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it real. I remember at the time when you can't come walk in front of this US embassy like this and you will see human beings passing. You see all manner of people who lay claim to anything under the sun in front of this embassy. It doesn't make them workers here. They can actually wear ID cards. I told you some people were brought there posing as policemen and immigration officers, actually addressing those Nigerians. So how can you convince them that this is not true? I know where that event held. In a top hotel in Lagos. So how can you convince them? So that it was that they put it in paper doesn't make it right. It's not authoritative. It's not sanctioned by law. What the amended, the reenacted NAPTIP Act says is 12 years. What we did initially was a blanket ban. You can't have any Nigerian child as a domestic. But when we find that even our labor laws made its own rule, our labor act says 12 years. We say, okay, fine. Any child below 12 years cannot work anywhere. It has to be in school. Just has to be in school. That's what the law now, the new NAPTIP Act said. Because we cannot be contraband or whatever in disparity with the Labor Act, our own Labor Act, which says 12 years. Initially, it was a blanket ban. We can't have any child working, and no child domestic at all. So, the fact is this: we will not go to homes because we will leave it to your conscience. But the day we will catch you, you will be prosecuted. What will bring you out are not the good things you've done to the child; it's the bad things you do. Initially, children belong to the community. A child crossing the road, you could help that child. But these days, nobody does. Parents send their children to school, teachers cannot even caution them. the parent will come, I mean, the child reports to the parent, and the parents will actually go and have the child locked up. So these are the things that the values, our values have changed, have so warped by the experiences that we're having in a society. So it doesn't make it right, but don't just, because it's seen in the papers, it's right. Criminals register, criminals do all manner of things. They put on radio, people do all manner of things. It doesn't make it right. But as parents, we are the first responders. We are the first responders. And I think Rola made this thing when she was talking, he said, what would a child that hears the parents discussing or considering to do, what would the child do? We're developing a capacity for children to begin to, because children, I have a small daughter who came back and told me that, Daddy, my auntie said I should pay 3,000 naira for a picture that they're taking. I said, only 3,000 for picture? That's too much. These things cost 200 naira. There's something must be wrong with your teacher. I said, Daddy, there's nothing wrong with my auntie. I said, 3,000 naira for one picture? Only, I could take so many. I'm saying there's something wrong. He said there's nothing wrong with the auntie, that is you. Now, if you follow through, they like their auntie because they spend time with them, because they see them every day. So, they spend so much time with them. Now, what NAPTIP is trying to do is to develop capacity. In each school, they have school counselors. Let's see what we can do with the school counselors so that even when children cannot share things like this with their parents, they can talk to the school counselors. They could tell them this is what's happening. So that those counselors can call NAPTIP. Because some of these children, unless I am not one of those parents that believe that any children should carry telephones. So if the child doesn't have telephones, because of the things they do with the telephones, and because of the kind of telephones their parents buy for them. How many parents have time to look at what their children do with their phone? You think you know how to use the phone? They are the ones who know how to use the phone. My son asked me for my handset when he went for his post-uni. I said, Sonny, but the thing is that this thing is locked. He smiled. I said, if you don't use it over a time, I actually gave him the listing. But the way he wasn't concentrated, so mine was that I'm sure he's going to forget it. I had to impute my lock again because he removed it completely. How they do it, what they do with it, how they get to that level, the phone is mine, I don't know. So that's the society we live in. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emily Wise. Please join Bukola in the fight against human trafficking by partnering with the Eniton Story. Their mission is to advocate for victims and empower survivors of human trafficking. For more information on that, you can go to or email info@eniton.org. Once a month, we have the Empowerment Circle. You can find more about the Empowerment Circle on our website. Thank you for your time.
Can you believe they took all of them, all these kids, just for the wants and the needs of present show.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Olenike Ashalu, the Advocate. mass communication. Child trafficking or child labor, can it be related to laziness or poverty on the part of the parents? Because as a journalist, when we interview these parents, some of them will tell you that because they are poor. That is why they have decided to trade up their children. But I want to use my daddy as a case study. He's late, but he was a stark illiterate who wanted all his children to be educated. So he started as a taxi driver. But at the time, everything just went down. We had nothing. To the extent that he had to go and look for a driver's job. So, and when he got there, those people told him, Baba, you can't do this. You can't drive for us, you are too old. But my father just went on like that until he got a job as a security man in a local government. So when parents tell me that because they are poor, I don't take it. So how can we undo this? Because parents will tell you that they are poor. They cannot undo their children, but they have decided to trade up their kids. Please, can you help us out? Then maybe help us to educate the parents more.
That's not the way God intended it. And no government will support it. If you know the number of children you can cater for, you should have them. That doesn't rule out the fact of disadvantage and whatever that could come. But it still does not in any way. You know, there's a new term that has been called, which is a feminization of poverty. How has poverty been feminized? Poverty has been feminized by way of two folks get married. The man, for whatever, suffers a misadventure. The next thing is that it is the witch that the wife has brought that has afflicted the man and that has lost everything. The woman automatically becomes a witch. The man goes on a drinking binge, drinking spree, laying about wherever. He's good. The society doesn't blame him. The woman, first of all, has to sell a wrapper, sells whatever trinket that she can have. Unfortunately, these days, that's not possible because women these days don't even wear wrappers, so I don't wonder what they're going to sell. They sell all those things just to keep the family together. To keep, not the family, her children. The last level is to get into prostitution just because of her children. The man is still blaming the woman who has afflicted her family with witchcraft. She was doing well. I was doing well before I married you. That is what we call feminization of poverty. And it's happening everywhere. You can check out that tab. So that is it. That does not explain. That's why we are talking to state governors. The last meeting the Director General had while briefing the Federal National Economic Council was for state governors to develop capacities to factor social welfare schemes. Even in the state, it is not the responsibility entirely for federal government. Because the children, every person, all of us here, comes from one community, in one local government, in one state, before becoming Nigerian. You cannot be from one local community in Seme, and that makes you a Nigerian. You can't be a Nigerian. So the first line is that you have one community, one local government, one state, then we'll now define all those things. Is this in Nigeria? Then that you're Nigerian. So the responsibilities are shared. So it's not the responsibility of the child. Anybody that is blaming, it's just like you said, I want to eat you now. Oh, hey, I just need to eat one chunk of meat. And because of that, there's one between your teeth here, there's one tongue there, and it tastes good. Why don't you chew it? Chew your tongue and see how it is. Why are we so quick to send out our children? Our inadequacies and whatever has not gotten to that level that it makes us, even animals don't eat their own. Animals don't eat their own.
You know, when we see something outside, there are so many people working in the background. So this wasn't just my own effort. Grant is back there filming. He's been working his butt off since we arrived Nigeria almost 2 weeks ago. And you know, we have the US consulate that has supported us and several people in this crowd who are our sponsors. We are really grateful to everyone who has supported, including those that are not here, like my college, and Google is not represented here today also. I want to say a very big thank you, and I hope that this will encourage others to sponsor us for the next one. The schools are saying we should come back in March. If you people give us the money, we will come back in March. So we want to encourage you to continue with this effort by going to your various communities too. So I would like to say a big thank you to all our sponsors, and I would like to present the certificate.
Sorry, before that, I just want to clear the dodges. It was this backdrop.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, this one is actually to the US consulate, Lagos.
Someone else may help. Thank you so much. More importantly, just very briefly, thank you so much for the work you are doing. And really, it is our honor to be your partner and a partner of everyone in this room. These stories I've heard in the last 10 minutes that I've had to be able to join you are absolutely riveting. And thank you to the gentleman who said that trafficking in persons is killing Nigeria. We have to do something about it. Tell your friends and tell the youth especially.
Napti. Thank you so much for partnering with us to come and do this awareness in Nigeria. God bless you.
Thank you. On behalf of the Director General of NAPTI, we thank you for bringing back the story, and we believe that with what you have done today, we will improve on our effort and see to the eradication of trafficking in Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless.
Okay. Did you people see the nice cake sitting right there? You're going to have a taste of it before you leave today. And we are lucky to have a friend and a sister who has a catering company called Duna's Package Planners. She's been feeding us since we came here and been transporting us. So, Duna's Package Planners, thank you so much.
Thank you for the certificate, and I'm using this medium to tell NAPTIV, if you need any training to empower your people, you are free to get in touch with me.
Okay, so Rotary Club of Akute, actually, I know somebody there. It's my uncle, and a biological uncle. He's a member, and they supported us too by giving us some money for internet. I've been doing actually Periscope broadcast almost every day since I've been here to tell people back home what we have been doing, and we've had people join from different countries around the world. So we'd like to say thank you to Rotary Club of Akute District 9110.
Thank you very much, Ella. We Rotary Club of Akute will partner with you and we will provide this problem of human trafficking in our community. Thank you very much.
Okay, and to the schools that opened their doors, we are really grateful. Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. I drank your palm wine yesterday.
behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the Great University, Federal University of Agriculture, Dr. Professor Olushola Oyewole, I want to thank you very much, Ms. Kola Oriola, for bringing the story back home. Thank you and God bless.
Okay, we want to thank also Lagos State Polytechnic for opening their doors unto us.
Brother.
On behalf of my rector, the staff, and the entire student, we say thank you, and we say God will continue to empower you, and you will reach your height in the name of Jesus. Also, we will broadcast this thing in our school, and we would love you to even come and speak in the school. Thank you very much.
University of Lagos, Akoka. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the University of Lagos Management, the Dean Student Affairs Division, University of Lagos, Counseling Units of the University of Lagos, the entire students, University of Lagos, we want to appreciate Ms. Bukola Oriola for this wonderful bring back the story back home, that she has made us proud, and will continue to take this the awareness back to our students. I say thank you once again.
Okay. Yamba College of Technology. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the registrar, the entire staff of Yaba Tech, and the students, we say thank you first for this opportunity, because you have opened our eyes to reality. And yesterday, you gave us a mandate. We will spread the news and take it to where you expect us to take it to. So we say thank you.
Last but not the least, yes, so Bells University. Thank you so much.
We are bells, so we will ring our bells to tell the story. We are happy to be partnering with you on this. Our university will be your platform. Thank you, and God bless.
We have come to the end of that session, but we'll have to cut this and the acting public affairs officers in Frank, Oriola, and the NAPTIP director, we're here. Then we want representatives of each of the schools to please come up stage. Bells University, University of Lagos, Yaba Tech, and other sponsors and partners, so please come forward. And then the juniors particulars, please come forward. Thank you very much. So let's take a cake.
Okay, I will.
So,
sorry.
So, on so how do we go? On the countdown. BTSBH, okay? Bring the story back home. And on the last word, last word there is H. Then we cut. B, everybody say B. B. T. S. B. H. Congratulations. And thanks for coming around. Thanks for being a part of the Bringing the Story Back Home program. We are so very much appreciative of all what you have done, your contributions, your questions, the answers. God bless you all. Thank you. You can take a seat. Thank you very much. Okay. So before we call it a day, I'd like to hand you all over to the acting public affairs officer, who will also direct the proceedings going forward. And then I'd like to take a bow. Thank you very much for coming today.
As Tyler just said, thank you all so much for coming. This problem is every day, every hour, every month, every year. It has not stopped. As Secretary Kerry once said, this is not a problem to be managed. It is a crime to be stopped. I hope you will take the solidarity you have enjoyed here today, continue building the networks, and for God's sake, let's all continue this conversation until we find a solution to stop this scourge of human troubles that we face all today. Thank you. Let's all enjoy the cake. God bless all of you.
In the dust of everything I've ever known in my life. I've just found this place I'll go. To heaven is where I go on my days and nights. Help me get out of this place I live. I can't be here anymore. All these people are just all walking on eggshells, wanna burst down the door. I'm just stuck in this house I love. Can't get out of this place, gotta just get up out of this. And now I just don't wanna live. I'm just stuck where I live. All these people keep on trafficking of me all around this place. It's just slavery. I said, help me. I said, help me. I said, help me breathe just again and again. I can't even live in this place anymore. Gotta give my soul up to my Father God, 'cause I cannot live on this place they call the world wide. I can't believe in this whole little world that we are trafficking of boys and girls. All these are things just going on, just to look up to the sky and pray. That's what I'm doing. Can't I live in this place anymore? I live trafficking of me. I gotta give myself up to my Father. I know, give myself up to my mother. I know. What am I supposed to do? They shut the door and now I'm trafficked all around this world. Can you believe that they took me from home? Can you believe that they took me from my home? Can you believe that this could happen? I don't know. Oh, oh, oh. I'm just a little boy. Nobody loves little me. I need to just keep on praying to my Father, 'cause I'm gonna go home patiently. I'm not gonna live in this world. You can't get me on this little world. I'm going to heaven, all the boys and girls. I've been trafficked. I've been trafficked. I've been trafficked. Been trafficked my whole life.
We light this candle in honor of victims who have lost their lives as a result of human trafficking, and we hope that their soul rests in perfect peace.
Prison show. They took me from my home when I was just so young. I don't know who I am. I'm supposed to be your son. All they do is just treat me so bad. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I wanna live my life and live it forever, but they keep on bringing me back to this place. They trafficking me. They trafficking me all around this world. Wanted to talk. No, 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 don't wanna be here no more. They keep on just trafficking me and just don't wanna walk out the door. Help me get up out of this place. I just don't wanna live in this house no more. Trafficking me around the whole wide world. I feel like I'm a slave in this modern time. It's 2013. I just don't know how this world could be this way anymore. They're just trafficking little boys and girls all around the whole wide world, yeah. Just trying to tell a story to you now about my whole life and how they took me from my home and put me into this place. They sold me for just a couple cents, I know. Help me get home, help me get home. I don't wanna be in this place no more. Help me get home, help me get home. I don't wanna be in this place no more. Can you believe they took all of them? Boys and girls all around the